Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Eleonora, and today we're discussing how you can choose to no longer care. So the first thing you want to do is to ask yourself, am I here to give or am I here to take? Whenever you enter in a relationship, whenever you start working on a project, when you want to achieve something, there is always an unconscious intention you have. Like, let me give you an example. So over a few days ago, I was praying to the Creator. I was praying about a project that I have been working on for a very long time and that hasn't been taking off, or it has, but like not as fast as I thought it would. And as I was praying, there were tears coming out of my eyes. Like, I really meant my prayer. If my intention is to give, my intention is to uplift. As I was praying, I hear this voice, this inner voice that said, but are you there to give or to take? And then I thought to myself, but I'm here only to give. And then as I said that, I realized that it is not true. Because if it was only to give, I wouldn't care that it is not going as fast as I want to. If I was only there to give, I would show up every single day. I wouldn't be discouraged by the performances. I wouldn't be discouraged by other people's opinion. I wouldn't be discouraged about the process taking longer than it should. But because unconsciously I am trying to get something, well, I find myself caring too much. You want to ask yourself, am I here to give or am I here to take? I was talking with a friend that I just met, and as we were talking and drinking our coffee together, he shared with me how he loved this person. Every time he spent time with this person, everything is going well, but then once he leaves, like, he's overthinking. He has a lot of discomfort. So I told him, are you there to give or are you there to take? He looked at me, he said, well, I don't know, I think I'm there to give. I said, well, if you were there to give, well, you wouldn't care. It's just the fact that you want to get from him that makes you overthink and makes you want his approval. And when I said that, he just looked at me. That's the truth. Whether you want to start your YouTube channel, whether you want to start a project, a business, a relationship, if you walk into that project, into that relationship, and you walk there with the intention of, I am only here to give, well, you will automatically stop caring. You will detach yourself from wanting other people's approval because you're there to give anyways, and because you're coming from the right place. The next thing is you want to ask yourself, to whom? So whenever you catch yourself overthinking, whenever you want to wear a dress, whenever you want to go on a date, whenever you want to post a picture, a video on YouTube, and you catch yourself thinking, well, they will think or they will say, stop yourself and ask yourself, to whom? The name of the person that comes up in your mind is the person you're giving away your power. And that's the truth. I grew up in an environment where reputation was everything, especially with my family. We had to be very careful because if you lost your reputation, you lost your life. And I couldn't relate with that. But I remember that there was just one time where I actually really cared, and it was when I walked into my first relationship. I couldn't care less what anyone would say about me, but if he would think something of me, I wouldn't be okay. My to whom was this person, and everything I did was out of his perspective. The second question is why. I want you to ask yourself the question why 5 times. That's how I healed. I couldn't care about no one's opinion, but when it came to my first boyfriend, like, everything mattered. Everything mattered. If he thought I was pretty, then I was pretty. If he thought I wasn't that pretty, then I would like change my hair a little bit for him to think that I was pretty. I was 17 years old, so it's a little bit understandable. I healed very quickly because I recognized the pattern within myself. Then I also realized for myself, well, he is my to whom. I don't know why. Then the second why, I don't know why. And then the third why, maybe because I want his approval. Okay, but why? Maybe because without his approval, I don't feel whole on my own. Again, why? Then I realized that the reason why is because usually for a woman, a father is the person who will define your level of confidence and self-worth. So if you had a father who was very, very uplifting and very present in your life, then you automatically have that inner confidence and that internal validation. But if you lacked the presence of a father, well, you keep seeking that in other people, especially when you enter in relationships. Now, if you were around an abusive father, that's a whole other story. Then you become almost addicted to their approval. Ask yourself why 5 times until you get to the core of what is actually going on. If you have people around you who love you, who see you, and who value you, you are less likely to go outside and seek that from strangers. When you have a powerful circle that you have created for yourself, it becomes very easy to detach yourself from what other people think or say. You want to find a way to create a powerful circle around you. The way I did it for myself is just thinking to myself, well, the highest version of myself, she has a strong support system around her. Now, how has she created that support system? Then I started closing my eyes and started thinking to myself, what are all the activities where I know that I'm going to find like-minded people? I go to Agape. So that's an event, a spiritual event where people come together on Sundays. I love to dance. Okay, well then I just signed up for dancing classes. I like everything that has to do with business, finance, and self-growth. So I started looking at the events in my area. I consciously decided to put myself in an environment where I can find my people. If I walk outside or if I post a video and I get critics or I get that or I get that, well, I am still solid within myself. So find yourself a powerful circle. Only invest in people who are fully invested in you, people who are fully committed to you. Never put yourself in a position where the other person can say no. If we're talking about a business, if we're talking about a family member, if we're talking about a person you have been married for 20 years, then it's another story. But if it's about someone you just met and you really, especially as a woman, you really, really like this man and you put yourself in a position where he can say no, that's the worst thing you can do. The woman was not built for rejection, especially not when it comes to the rejection of another man. And when you as a woman put yourself in a position where you are the one chasing, where you are the one wanting him, you are setting yourself up to lose your confidence because you made the other person more important than you. You devalued yourself by not recognizing that you are a gift. A woman can only thrive when she recognizes that she is the gift, when she is placed on a pedestal by the person she is in a relationship with. Every